Hello everybody and welcome back. I just thought I'd include this little conversation with Rico because I thought it was funny. Speaking of which, Falcom. Where are the Roo plushies? I know you've been pushing Pickards really hard, but... come on, they were your earliest mascot. And for that matter, Falcom, where's the next Popful Mail game? So now that we're upgraded, these rock monsters are not that much of a problem for us, but we'll have, for lack of a better term, bigger fish to fry. These crustaceans prove to be unusually tenacious this time around. I think that's the first time ever I've actually been knocked off of one of those platforms by these hard-shelled beasts. Oh yeah, I forgot to equip the dragon skill, so that almost killed me too. Oh well. I'll see if I can be more attentive next time. There's still one more character to go after this anyway. Yeah, because Hugo moves more slowly, oxygen is actually going to be tighter this time around than with Unica. And no, Hugo's shield does not count as an air bubble. On the plus side, there is no drowning music like in certain Sega platformers. That drowning music was unnecessary cruelty. You were already about to die in 5 seconds. Whoever created that was a mad genius. Oh, another thing that I may or may not have mentioned is that while different characters get the same broad types of skills, that is, wind, earth, and fire, not only are the actual expressions of those skills different, but the skill icons in the lower left corner next to the character portrait are also different for each character. It's just a nice little touch I thought I'd point out. And I'm not going to go back to review my videos for that sort of thing. Unica's playthrough alone was already longer than the entirety of East 1 and 2 by a fair margin. And we aren't even close to being done with this game. Okay, get hit by spikes, be chased by lightning turtles that I can't kill. Hopefully survive. Hugo may be great against normal enemies, but 0 damage is not going to kill anything. Unless, of course, you're that special event water hag in Final Fantasy IV. It doesn't even matter how much damage you do, it's just the number of times that you successfully attack it that matters. And down here is the always essential Rhoda fruit. Getting that extra boost to Hugo's next skill is even more essential for Hugo than it was for Unica. Let me rephrase that because that came out stupid. Getting the reward for getting that Rhoda fruit is more essential for Hugo than it is for Unica. Why? Well, you'll see when we get to the boss. Now Hugo is properly color coordinated. All black all the time. More oxygen, but that's not my biggest worry right now, as you can see by my life meter. Okay, Hugo's trap mine. Hugo's mines have some interesting behavior. The basic one, you just set it and it explodes. However, every mine you set actually deprives you of one of your Eyes of Fact temporarily. Meaning that while you have mines deployed, Hugo's shot spread is reduced. So it's trading Hugo's Breath of Fire for some extra flexibility in how you use it. Still, it's a pretty powerful skill, even against enemies that aren't specifically weak to it, and it will be getting a lot of use in this playthrough. However, unlike the other character's Thunder skill, Hugo's trap mines do not provide any invincibility frames for him. So there are no easy way outs for Hugo. However, he has other ways of nullifying damage, so that's okay. And there's our key to the boss door. Mines can be a bit tricky to use, at least the normal ones. The charged version is a bit special, and we'll be seeing that pretty soon. Yeah, because of the rather delayed nature of these mines, I'm not going to be taking the time to kill all of the turtles around here. Not drowning is always a priority. And another one of these. And a staircase out of here. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to use it until later. And we have bypassed all of the drowning segments of the game. And I guess I'm not completely invincible yet. Hello, grinding room. Nice to see you again. How you been? Thanks to Hugo's particular method of attack, grinding here goes much more quickly than it does for the other characters. Now, if I can avoid sliding to my death, that would be great. Indeed, we gave the last Hugo a fruit that was bigger than he was. Okay, now we can use the charged version of the trap mine, which may not seem great at first because it has a longer explosion delay and uses up both eyes of fact. However, it has a rather unique property to it. Which I intend to show off at the boss that comes up next, or maybe something sooner. So yeah, it has a longer explosion delay. Uses up both eyes of fact. Oh wait, it blew up instantly. Why? Well, you see, when you use a charged eye of fact, it will have a normal explosion delay timer. However, you can actually detonate the charged mine at any time you want by hitting the skill button again. That way you can use charged mine as a quick response weapon. However, there is a small drawback to that, in that the charged mine does less damage per individual hit than the standard mines, and this is actually going to become important later. So I decided to go back and grab that level that I'm going to need, because the next boss is so hectic that pretty much anything can happen. Even though I've played through this game numerous times, I still don't have a 100% success rate against Nightilgar. Okay, there's the level. Warp back to boss. Save the game so I don't lose all that progress. And here we go. Okay, Nightilger. Hugo can also hit Nightilger while he's crawling around on the pillar using his charged trap mines. However, it's a somewhat trickier process than it was for Unica, who could just, stand underneath him and mash the skill button. Still, it's fairly effective and something you'll want to take good advantage of when you can. Hugo's normal shots are also decent at stripping the armored sections. However, the trap mine can still hit a fair number of them at once, so it's really up to you which you want to use while Nightilger is actually crawling on the ground. Hugo's range also makes it easier to police those poison bombs, which are the real ever-present threat of this boss fight. Be advised, crawling around on Nightilger's back can sometimes obscure some of the poison bomb explosions, and you won't realize that there's one nearby until you get hit. And, well, that has never happened before. I've never actually ridden up on Nightilger like that. Ugh. That's what happens if you get run over. This was actually shorter than I thought it would be, because as you may notice, there's only one armored section still left. Okay, I wasn't able to take care of it there, but Nightilger is on borrowed time. And now that only his head is left, there's not much more to do on this boss except give him the execution-style shot. And there he goes. One more liquefied centipede in the name of justice. Not much more, but some stairs, a save point, and that's about it for this session. See you next time on Ys Origin, where we face the fire. Bye.